Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a medium question and non-premium one that I just solved on my own. So I'm really excited about this because I struggled with this for a long time, and today I just miraculously, for some reason, after looking at it, was able to solve it. So this is a similar one to a grind 75 question, and just shows that when you learn new concepts, you're able to apply them. This one's actually really easy. And again, I'll show you how I did it without any help. So again, just pretty happy about this. So let me show you. So basically you're given an array of non-negative integers and your start position is here. So this is the index, not the value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd start at this, and then you just want to jump either right or left in a specific direction to see if, regardless of how many times you jump, can you ever land on a 0? If you can, we want to return a Boolean indicating whether we can or not. So let's go ahead and actually create a set, because this is going to be BFS, right? So let's call this scene a set. We don't want to repeat values. And let's create a deck, because BFS uses a queue. So we want to add start, because we don't want to visit this start value twice as we jump around, or else we're going to get infinite loops. So while the deck is not empty, we're going to go ahead and iterate over whatever we have in the queue, which is going to hold the new values that we jumped to. So let me just go ahead and print some things to make this easier. So let's print current. And so current is going to be 5 first. Okay, cool, but we haven't added anything to the queue. So now what do we want to do? Well, we want to add, well, let's try I plus ARI. So the value, the index plus whatever value is at this. So 5 plus ARI is 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. So let's call this right is I plus ARI. And then left jump, right jump, left jump is I minus ARI, as it says right there. And so if the right jump is less than length of ARR, because again, you cannot jump outside of the array. So if we jump like to this point, this is the last we can jump to the right, and this is the last we can jump to the left. So always in bounds. If that's the case, then we can say if right jump, because this is the new 6 value, right? If this is not in scene, then we're going to add it to scene, right jump, this new value, because now we're going to land on that value, right? So if we jump right, we're just going to land, and then we're going to add it to the queue, because next we want to go from that point. So think about it like each jump can have 2 decisions, left or right, right? It's almost like dynamic programming. So if left jump is bigger than or equal to 0, then again, if left jump is not in scene, then scene.add left jump. And again, left jumps next could be either right or left. So left jump. And then let's print current. And again, at any point, if, let's see what this looks like. So if this is less than, so can we reach the value 0? False, true, true. So if current is equal to 0 at any point, return true, right? So otherwise, we return false, right? So pretty simple. This one is, so let's print current, let's print right jump, and let's print left jump. Let's mark these right and left. So sorry, it's not I. This is the index. That was my problem. It's current, because current is the literal index that we started at, that we appended there, right? So if this is less, then we can actually do it. So I plus ARR of current, we're not I, because I is always in the queue, has nothing to do with this. I don't know why I said I. This is current is the index, the original start that we're going to jump from, either left or right, combinations of those. Okay, so we can either go to 6 or we can go to 4, right? Easy. So if 6 is less than length of ARR, then we can add it. If this is bigger than or equal to 0, we can add that. So we don't want to repeat values. Let's submit this. Okay, so it's bigger than or equal to 0. Current plus, looks like we're following instructions. So less than length of ARR, not in scene. While queue is not empty. So if current is equal to 0 at any time, let's just print current. Okay, so, oh, you know what? Because that's the value, right? So that's what we want, the actual value itself. So now, so this plus whatever this value turns into an index, which we have to use as that value. So for example, I is, well, now it's current is I, which is 1, or sorry, 5 is I, 5 plus ARR 5, which is 1 is 6. And then we look at ARR 6 and say, is that going to be 0 at any point? If that is, then return true. So again, from an index to a value to check if it's equal to 0 with the value 0, and then turns back into an index again. Index plus a value is another index, which goes in the queue if it's not been seen, so we don't repeat, and then the value gets, the index gets popped off, and then it gets checked again. So had to print quite a bit and trial and error to find this out, but again, I'm glad I solved it on my own. Let's submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, the runtime is not the most efficient, but I am proud that I solved this on my own without any help, which is, I think, a lot more valuable than you just copying someone else's solution. That just sticks with you a lot longer. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.